What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. For those who are new here, hello and welcome, and for all of my returning subscribers, hey. So for those who are new here, my name is Ashley, I already mentioned, but I live here in zone 6A, Columbus, Ohio, and I am mostly growing in raised beds. Obviously, from the title of this video, this is my first tour of the fall garden. I recently got pretty much everything in, not absolutely everything, which is why we're starting up here, but so I wanted to introduce you guys into what's going on. If you're new here, hopefully you'll stick around, but let's go on ahead and get into the tour, shall we? Like I said, we're going to start up here because these are the last of my starts that I need to plan out, but I'm just waiting for these to get just a little bit of size. So let's get an up close view. All right, so this is what we got going on. I have some broccoli rabe here. I actually need to thin these out, as you can see. I have some lettuces. This is yod fa, which is also like a broccoli rabe. Again, probably should thin those out. My lettuces kind of look a little sad, so I am actually, or I have already direct sowed lettuce. So the Four Seasons, the black seeded Simpson, and there was one other type, the Rouge d'Ivoire, I believe that's pronounced, which is just like a red romaine. I went on ahead and direct sowed in the areas that I wanted to be in, but also have some kohlrabi here. My scarlet kale only had like one little guy that came up, as you can see, looking crazy. And then my Copenhagen cabbages, which are extremely behind, but that's okay. Spinach is here, arugula there. I will be transplanting that out soon. So this is all that I have going on up on the deck. And then also I wanted to show you guys, I pulled up the bulbs from my what are they called? Oh my gosh, brain work for me, my Gladiolas. So I'm going to attempt to save these for next year. Looks like only one of them actually tried to multiply. If I can get this to zoom in here, but they have these like little offshoot things here, which I've never grown these before, so I'm assuming these would have eventually sprouted out like new bulbs, but we didn't make it that far. I went on ahead and pulled them up, got them out of the way so we can make space for everything that I put out there. So let's head out to the big garden. All right, so here is a quick view of everything on the side of the deck. As you can see, we have some stuff missing, which is exciting, but for right now I just went on ahead and put all of my containers over here that hold all of my herbs and things. My holy basil, not holy basil, but my basil is flowering. That's lemon balm there. My bay leaf tree is looking fantastic, so hopefully I'll get to harvest some leaves for that to save. Over here, my peppermint, rosemary, and more basil and pineapple sage over here, which never flowered, but I assume it's because I kept pinching off the tops. And then we got a little bit of mint in there as well. All right, so as you can see, we have some changes going on up here. So I went on ahead and moved my green stalk planters to the front of my garden, or at least what I consider to be my front view, and I have loved the look, the aesthetic that this has brought to the garden. Let's get a closer look. All right, so this is what we are looking like. Obviously I have the sorrel in there still. You guys see me plant up a little bit of this in my last video, but I went on ahead and put in some nasturtiums. The strawberry was already there. This is our volunteer chamomile here. And then, like I said, I went on ahead and direct sowed a bunch of different lettuces in here as well. So it's looking pretty dry right now, but it will soon enough look like something. Look at this beautiful variegated nasturtium, and then I still have some basil up here. And then this guy, which is brand new, you've seen in my last video I put together, but I have some Swiss chard, some more nasturtium, and again I direct sowed some seeds for lettuces as well. And then I have one lonely calendula that I just had left over. So yeah, I really love the look of that. So let's start the tour off in this bed here. So obviously my dahlias are still holding up, doing beautiful. And then my zinnias here have just decided to take off, which is nice because it just adds a little something to the fall garden. And then I went on ahead and put in some calendula. This is like the peachy variety here. I have an orange jazz tomato and then a cherry tomato here. I'm just trying my hand at growing some tomatoes in the fall. And you can see I do have fruit here. That one has been going for a little while now, so I assumed that one was going to do well, but we'll see about this one. All right, so on the opposite side here, I have some Wasabina mustard greens. I have some red mustards here and here, but they look a little sad right now because I just transplanted those yesterday. Let me get out of my shadow. I have broccoli. This is the purple sprouting broccoli all along here. Collards, 4 of those guys. All 4 of those are, or no, 3 of those are Georgia collards, and one is like a heading type. I forget the name of it, but I'll list that on the screen. And then we go down here and I have some red Russian kale. And then also along the side, I direct sowed all of my carrot seedlings. We are going to see how that works out. I've never ever sown carrots like this before, but so far so good. They're all holding up. There's not just a ton of them, but that's totally fine. Some is better than none. And then the main things that I kept in this bed were the basils, my sage, my lavender obviously, and my rhubarb. And then of course just the flowers up in the front. So everything else in here was pretty much cleared out. All right, moving back here in the far corner, we have more of our brassicas. This was just cut back, but this was the calendula that we sowed in the spring. So I just cut it back pretty hard. You can see here where I cut it all the way back, but it is beginning to come back, which is exciting. My chamomile looks like it is holding on, child. I don't know what happened with that, but it just didn't do very well. And then we have some basil here, which is beginning to flower, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And then along the trellis here, I went on ahead and put in some climbing nasturtiums. I didn't think that some of them were supposed to be variegated, but they are, and that's fine. I'm cool with it. I think it'll still be pretty. And then here we have some transplants that I purchased, and all of these are the artwork broccoli. Look at how beautiful those guys look. Thinking about going in between and sowing some radishes just so I can make the most of this space as these guys fill out. And then moving further down, we have some beets, which some of those look like they were either stepped on or something, child. I don't even know, but we're gonna pray for the best. Hopefully I'll get some beets out of the situation. It looks like all the golden beets that I sowed are gone. So somebody already enjoyed those. But then I also have some Chinese, or these are, the front ones are China rose radishes. And then I have some, daikon radish. So some in the back there, and then in the second row here. And then these I just transplanted out, which are Bok Choy, baby Bok Choy. And then there I have some tatsoi. And let's swing around over here so I can show you guys what the cucumber is doing. All right, so this is the update on the one, the only cucumber that survived the madness. It looks like it's beginning to climb, which is exciting. It has cooled down significantly, and I'm hoping that that kind of gives this a leg up, because I feel like maybe it was just way too hot for this to actually begin to really sprout. So I'm hoping with the cool down that this will actually love its life and begin to flourish. But that's pretty much it in this bed and on this side of the trellis. All right, and since we are back here, let's go on ahead and talk about it. So on the other side of the trellis here, the only thing that we left was the Tromboncino Squash, which is steady making its way over here, which I'm hoping that I get more fruit. If not, that's fine. I'm allowing for this guy to harden because after doing some research, I've seen that you can actually use this as like a winter squash as well. I've already froze some for like, you know, summer squash eating type thing. But I wanted to see how it does as like a winter squash and allow it to like cure and everything, because I heard that it tastes similar to a butternut squash. And since I didn't do too well with that, you know, I'm just trying to make up where I can. And then also we have like a little update on this guy here, my one and only cucamelon. I've only harvested a few off of here, and I'm sure you really can't see in this. There we go. But yeah, I only got a few on there so far, but I'm still hopeful that I'll get a little something. We'll see what happens. And then my beans over here, they are on their way out. I can't even lie to you. They are starting to get like really deformed. Let me get you in some better lighting here. So a lot of them are growing out like that. I'm still getting like small handfuls here and there of decent looking fruits, but I'm pretty sure that this will be pretty much wrapped up really soon. But it has served me well. I will say, like, I'm super duper impressed with pole beans. I've never grown them before, not successfully, so I'm pretty much convinced that this is the only way that I'll grow beans, because all the beans that I grew, bush types, they all got chewed up, ate up real quick. All right, and then also new on this trellis, I had some leftover sugar snap peas. These are the magnolias. I went on ahead and sowed some here just so I can have a little bit growing on over here as well. And then on the corner, my one nasturtium still holding on strong. That's super exciting, so that's doing well. And then the rest of our sugar snap peas, let me get on the other side. All right, that's a better view. All right, the rest of our sugar snap peas have all come up, are looking fabulous and strong, looking so much better than the ones that I have previously sowed. So I'm really excited to hopefully have some fall peas. And then it looks here like my okra is steady, going on strong. Still no fruit, but I'm hopeful that I will at least harvest some before the frost comes. I'm really praying that I get to experience some fresh okra from my garden. I did go to the farmer's market and get some, but it's nothing like your own. All right, and then my one little patch of radishes, you can see somebody has been enjoying the foliage here, but that's totally fine. I'm hopeful that these will rebound and hopefully I will get some roots. I believe these were the French breakfast. So yeah, I'll be sowing more of these really soon because I do want some radishes. All right, and swinging around this bed, these flowers here are still holding on really strong. The calendula here, this was also cut back, but this area here gets a lot more sun than that over there, obviously. So that guy has been doing great. I have some zinnias here that are holding on for dear life. This humongous sunflower here, you can see, actually let's get a, you can see the squirrels have pretty much devoured all the seeds out of this guy. So unfortunately I didn't get to harvest any seeds on my own, but I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. And then back over here, the chamomile I cut back significantly. I'm hoping that this kind of rebounds and I'll get like a second wave of harvest of flowers. My hollyhock has been eaten up, but you can see steady blooming, looking good. And then our final bed here, our artichoke. So I don't know how this works because I feel like everything pretty much gets like even sun, but maybe not, I don't know. But this artichoke on this side of this bed completely gave me nothing but foliage. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, like I love the foliage, it's gorgeous, but it did not give me anything, like not a show, not a fruit, not a nothing. The one on the other side, however, is still showing its ass. Let me show you. All right, so yeah, these two have already bloomed, and I kind of knew that I was just going to be using these for a show. Look, hey bee, enjoy. But you can see this one is steady blooming, looking fabulous. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. That's what we had going on here on the corners. And then our eggplant, this one is like pretty thin, spindly, didn't really bush out well, but still producing. I'm just letting it lean up against this artichoke here. Hang on there, buddy. And then this one over here, you can see like I have 1, 2, 3 fruit producing right now. I just harvested another one, so this one is still going on strong, which is like super exciting. And then over here in my peppers, so this guy was something, a transplant that I picked up pretty late in the season, so it is just now beginning to fruit. This is a Trinidad Scorpion, I believe. So pretty hot pepper. It still has tons of flowers on there, so I'm hopeful that I'll get some kind of harvest off of here. My fish pepper, which is drooping, hanging on. I didn't get a whole lot of peppers from this guy this year, but it has still been beautiful. I love to have this in my garden just because it's an interesting plant. I love the story. It's going to hold on. This is the last bell pepper that I held on to, and only because it has so many flowers on it. I only have this one like single fruit on here, but I'm going to see what it does before the frost comes. So that is my last bell pepper that I have. And then these two guys here are the golden Marconis. You can see this one is still giving what needs to be gave, honey. That guy's blushing there. And then the mystery the mystery pepper, I still don't feel strongly that this is a shishito, but whatever. It's producing pepper still, so I kept one of those. I had 3, but I cleared out the other 2. And then this guy, obviously, jalapenos, still going on strong. I kept 2 of those in place. And then I made space in the rest of this bed for my brassicas. So let's show you that. Right, so starting in the front here, again, I put in some calendula just to add some floral interest right up in the front. The basil has been there. And then I went on ahead and put in golden acre cabbage all along the side. I bought those as transplants. So hopefully these actually head up before the frost hits us. If not, I do plan on covering these up, and hopefully I can overwinter them to harvest at maturity, but we'll see what happens. And then these three guys are some cauliflower starts that I actually started from seed. We'll see how it goes. I've never successfully grown cauliflower before, but I'm going for it. Again, we'll see what happens. So that is pretty much it in this bed here. So that pretty much wraps up this garden tour. At this point, it's not just a whole lot to show. Hopefully things will progress as this season goes along. I want to say that I haven't had like a 100% success on fall gardening before, so I'm really hopeful that this year will be my year, because as you can see, I got a lot of stuff out here. Pretty much all the beds will be filled. This bed back here that right now has the okra in it, that will be, or that space will eventually be used for the garlic, which is why there's not a lot other than the sugar snap peas going in there. But yeah, so I'm super excited to just see how this goes. Like I said, I do plan to put in some row covers. I have some fleece that I will eventually bust out here. Right now I really need to get my husband out here to like help me create like a hoop type situation to each one of my beds. We'll see how that goes, and maybe we'll film it, I don't know. But I just wanted to share this tour with you guys. Hopefully you all are inspired. If you are growing in the fall, please let me know some things that you are growing down in the comment section below. If you have any tips, help your girl out. Right now I haven't had too many issues with pests. I went on ahead and sprayed some BT on all of my brassicas because you already know, child. But the grasshoppers have not been nibbling at anything like they have in the past either. So fingers crossed I won't have any more issues with pests, because this year was a tough one. So I thank you all for stopping by. I wish you all health, wealth, and prosperity. Until the next one, peace out.